Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular council meeting of Monday, July 15th, 2024. Just a reminder that members of the public can be present in the council chambers during the meeting. And also that the webinar will be recorded and published to the city's YouTube site. The first item on the agenda is a recommendation. And the recommendation is that the agenda for the regular council meeting be adopted as amended, removing item 3.1, a delegation from Connie Laracho. Can I have someone make that motion, please? Councillor Hanson and Councillor Wilson, all those in favor? Thank you, carried unanimously. And the second item on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes. And the recommendation is that the minutes of the regular council meeting held June 24th, 2024 be adopted as circulated. Councillor Wilson and Councillor Butler, all those in favor? Thank you, carried unanimously. Seeing how the delegation is not here tonight, we'll move on to the public question period. And is there anyone here that has a question tonight? Wants to address council? Okay. I'll just get you to come up to the podium and I just need your name and address, please.
So I am Connie Laracho, and I apologize.
Okay.
I don't think I can do a 10-minute presentation, but I live in Trail and Shavers Bench. I won't give you the address because this is a public thing, but I can do it privately.
Sure.
First and foremost, I want to give a public and sincere apology to your bylaw officer. It's a lady. I don't know her name. She's young. I should know better in terms of how I treat our municipal staff, and I do apologize for that. Which is why I was going to do the presentation on bylaw amendments. So I can't do that today. I'm here on behalf of two businesses. I am a retired senior research advisor from the provincial government, and to sort of help with, I don't know, pay for pizza or vet bills or those sorts of things, I have part-time jobs. Two of those part-time jobs here involve working early in the morning. Yeah, just early in the morning. The first one, I've been increasing, and they know I'm here and they support me being here because they don't know what else to do. I've had to clean up vomit, feces, drug paraphernalia, urine, garbage in their alcove. And if I don't clean it up, then it goes into the people's business. So that's an extra cost for them. This is a business near Dairy Queen. The second business that I'm helping with, let's just get what they said. They deal with feces, drug paraphernalia, strung out people on their property, while the school bus is letting out, no less, constant trespass. A few weeks ago, it was someone caught on camera with a huge knife with blood on it. Personally, I have been approached by one unhoused person several times. He recognizes my vehicle and he crosses the street. My husband here has tried to step in front of him to stop him, and he just keeps moving and he just beams on me. So right now I have a rental vehicle and I haven't seen him, but it's a distinct blue vehicle. And so when I get that vehicle back from repairs, I'm going to be dealing with the same thing. So the question to council is, what is your status update in terms of, or do you have any plans or anything that I can bring back to these two businesses? There is a third business, but I believe this person's already talked with you. What message can I bring back from council in terms of support for their problems that they're having? And I'm going to get into a coughing fit, so I'm going to leave. Thanks. I can watch the answer on YouTube, or you can respond back by email or however you want.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Connie.
Thanks.
So, Ms. Butler, do we want to just
You can respond by email.
Sure.
We're doing, yeah.
Okay.
She's, yeah.
Okay.
Just as a point of order, Mayor Jones,
I
sorry,
can't.
Oh,
Yeah, I got her.
sorry, Mayor Jones, just as a point of order.
Just a minute, this Councillor Butler. We're just trying to get the volume up here so we can hear you. Okay, try again.
I was just going to ask you, as a point of order, just if we should not go back and then re-amend the minutes that as that individual did come in as a delegate, although she did not give her address, so we're unsure if she's a Trail resident or not. And I'm just wondering if we should strike that from the record this evening.
Well, she was set to be a delegation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we amended it out, so I'm just, yeah, I'm not trying to cause issue, just wanted to make sure that we do it right, you know?
Your worship, she was set to be a delegation tonight, but it was not on this subject. It was on a subject of climatizing City of Trail bylaws. And what she was speaking on tonight is actually dealing with the unhoused in the downtown area. So her delegation concerning climatizing the trail bylaw request will be coming in the August meeting.
Okay.
And it's stuck up. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay, Councillor Butler, are you more comfortable with that?
I'm just concerned about the individual also not giving their address. Because at this point, I'm not sure, I don't know the individual, and so I'm not sure if she's a Trail resident or not. And I'm not comfortable accepting information from an individual who is not a a citizen of the city.
Your worship.
Okay.
Unless staff can provide me with information.
I can attest that she is a Trail resident. She's a tax-paying Trail resident.
Okay, thank you. So we'll move on to item number 5, under communications. And the first item is the unsightly premises at 970 Milligan Avenue. And I will pass this over to Ms. Butler Ms. Lucchini.
Thank you, Your Worship. The property owner at 970 Milligan Avenue has been requested to remove an accumulation of discarded materials from the property, but has not done so by the required date. We've also provided several extensions and attempted to assist with some of our bylaw staff in helping get the property tidied up. Photographs are contained within your council reporting for your consideration. And as you can see, the condition of the property is quite concerning. And it is therefore recommended that council issue an order requiring the owner of this property to remove the discarded materials within 30 days, and failing so that the city undertake the work to get the property cleaned up.
Okay. Is there any questions or comments for Ms. Lucchini? Did you want to address council? You'd have to come up to the podium and state your name and address.
My name is Dana Boone, live next door to said property at 980 Milligan. We've been dealing with her property for 20 some odd years now. And I would just hope that the city will uphold their bylaw and get her unsightly premises tidied up. It's, I built a fence several, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that. And we've had several outbuildings leaning and pushing against my fence, or our fence, and it's like just an absolute disaster. Like we got rats and mice and all sorts of stuff, and quite a odor and standing water and mosquitoes and you name it, it's there. So I would just hope that, like I say, hopefully the city will do something. Be much appreciated.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all I need, what to say. Yeah,
thank you. Council, do you have any questions or comments before we move on to the recommendation? Councillor Hanson.
I just, thank you for bringing this forward and, seeing a lot of properties that get to this state in my professional life, it does cause health hazards, it causes issues to the neighbors, it causes depreciation of value of the neighborhood. And, we all wanna be good neighbors, right? And, I definitely think this is something that we should, move forward with. As people have challenges, taking care of some of their things, whether it be health issues or whatever, you need to make sure that you're able to, on your own property, make sure that you're taking care of it and respecting the safety concerns of your neighbors. So, I think this is something we definitely should support.
Thank you, Councillor Hanson. Okay, if there's no more questions, I will read the recommendation out. The recommendation is that pursuant to the provisions of the unsightly premises bylaw number 2669, 2008, it is hereby resolved that the owner of lot 19, block 69, plan NEP 1119 DL 230 KD be notified to remove the accumulation of discarded materials and debris within 30 days of receipt of the notice to do so. And be it further resolved that the corporate officer of the City of Trail be authorized in default of the actions being undertaken by the owner within 30 days of the notice to do so, to carry out and have such work carried out, and that the expenses be charged to the owner, and if unpaid on December 31st, 2024, the expense shall be added to and form part of the taxes payable to the real property as taxes in arrears. And someone make that motion, please. Councillor Hanson, second, Councillor Benson. So, all those in favor? Thank you, carried unanimously. And item number 5.2 is the Municipal Insurance Association of BC voting delegates. And with Ms. Lucchini.
The Municipal Insurance Association Annual General Meeting will be held September 17th. During the CBN convention, council must appoint a voting delegate to attend the AGM and an alternate. The delegate attends the AGM, hears reports from the MIABC board, votes on the resolution, and elects the new board directors. Mayor Jones has expressed interest in attending as the voting delegate, and Councillor Hanson has also indicated a willingness to be available if required, so she would be an appropriate alternate. Consider that, please.
Okay, thank you. So the recommendation is that council, from amongst its members, appoint a voting delegate of up to 2 alternates for the AKM of the AGM, of the MIABC to be held on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024.
So moved.
Oh, who moved that?
Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Wilson, all those in favor? Thank you, carried unanimously. On to our council committee reports, and Councillor Benson, you're up first.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. So I've attended a few AGMs, but what I want to focus tonight is on the Gulf River Follies, which I attended the grand opening last week along with yourself. This year's Casino Rosslyn was co-written by Landon Lafon and Lucas Myers. It's based on actual events of 1902, when Rosslyn was almost bankrupt. See, just for college. To remedy this, the new mayor, John Stillwell Clute, rehired a corrupt police chief named John Ingram, whom he had just fired a year earlier. Together, the pair hatched a scheme to end the bankruptcy involving gambling, with questionable payoffs to city officials and newspapers, all while singing and dancing all night. So it was a really, really great show. It's one that we supported through the Ready Grant, and they have 2 shows a day from Tuesdays through Saturdays at the Miners Hall. So that's our report.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Benson. Councillor Butler.
Thanks, Mayor Jones. I have nothing to report this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Butler. Councillor Cashaw.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. On June 27th, I attended a Trail Youth Action Network Oversight Committee. To satisfy their terms of reference, they needed somebody from the city to represent, so I took that on. That was chaired by Jeff Harrison. The Trail Youth Action Network is it provides an inclusive space for all youth aged 13 to 18, offering a variety of indoor and outdoor activities and other supports. And it's primarily funded by the Columbia Basin Trust. And I will be attending there regularly as a oversight committee member. On July the 9th, I attended a Communities in Bloom meeting chaired by our chair, Dan Rodley. One item I thought was rather interesting when Glenn Wallace, our tag team coordinator, announced that the tag team has cleaned up over 200 graffiti tags in trails so far this year. So that's an impressive amount, impressive number. Mr. Rodley also commented that we lost some plants, some of our annuals that were stored down at the city yards. A considerable amount worth, about $3,000 worth, and it's the marmots out there apparently that are doing it, but there's going to be measures taken next year to try and prevent that from happening. Of course, no harm will come, trust me, to the marmots. Be reassured of that. The judges tour for this year is happening on July the 23rd. And there's much preparation being done to prepare for that. And if you follow social media, Facebook, et cetera, you can see announcements put out there by our volunteer coordinator, Rachel Brown, looking for volunteer help. So if you're available, you don't have to be a sworn in volunteer to participate. You just show up and pull weeds. It's not that complicated. While at this committee report, or while at the committee meeting, we also discussed Dan Rodley's report titled Downtown and East Trail Business Area Tree Issues. Now, this report was emailed to city staff, Ms. Lucchini, on July the 8th, and she subsequently emailed that report to mayor and council. So you've all had an opportunity to look at it. The report details over 22 years of feedback and recommendations made by Community in Bloom judges who have visited trail. So I'd like to make a motion, if it's appropriate, that this report be added as reference material for consideration to the city's anticipated tree planting and maintenance plan. And if I can make that motion.
Yeah. Councillor Hanson, and the seconder, Councillor Wilson. All those in favor? That's carried unanimously. Thank you, Councillor Cashaw.
Thank you, Mayor. And lastly, it's not really a committee report, but I will take the opportunity to congratulate Councillor Tia Hansen on being in the top 100 in Western Canada for RE/MAX Realtors, number 56 out of over 6,600 realtors. It's an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations to you. And that's the end of my report, Mayor Jones. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Cashaw. Okay, on to Councillor Hanson.
Let me just stop blushing for a second. Thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. And thank you, Mayor Jones. So on the 26th, we had our first official community plan meeting, OCP meeting, which was so exciting just to see the engagement. And I very much look forward to our next meeting in the next few weeks to start workshopping some of the themes and the visions and planning for the community engagement sessions starting in the fall. On the 28th, we had the Association of Kootenay Boundary Local Government Board meeting with the Advocacy Committee. So we, at that time, prioritized some of the resolutions that had come forward from local government in the Kootenay Boundary area and which ministries that they should be making advocacy requests to for the ministerial meetings down at UBCM. The 10th had an interior health workshop, which was quite interesting. And the 11th, we had our first Trail Regional Advisory Committee meeting. And we have some incredible experience around the table, and I can share, I think Councillor Butler and I could not be more excited to work with this incredible team. We're looking at kind of starting some benchmarking of where we're at, and at the end of June, and then we've got some data to work off as we strategize some growth plans, passenger travel improvements, promoting cargo shipment, airport ideas, growth plans. We're really excited. And as well, the team of Pacific Coastal is actually going to be coming up at the end of September for a few days to meet with stakeholders and local elected officials in the area to determine needs and strengthen relationships. And I also wanted to say a big thank you to the BC Nurses Union, the Health Employees Association of BC, our local representatives, Interior Health, and the Ministry of Health for advocating and correcting the oversight missing trail in the rural retention incentive for our local healthcare professionals. The rural retention incentive was created to support the unique staffing challenges faced in rural communities. And eligible employees working in eligible communities would receive incentive pay of up to $2,000 per quarter, prorated for productive hours to a maximum of $8,000 for the year. And somehow trail was missed as an eligible community. And further to that, I would actually like to ask for council's support in setting a letter of gratitude to the above individuals and their respective groups, thanking them to help us recruit and retain our healthcare professionals in the area.
Sure, are you making that motion then? Okay, so is there a seconder, Councillor Cashel and Councillor Benson? All those in favor, letter of, thank you. I got you. Unanimously.
And that's
Is that your report? Yes, okay, thank you, Councillor Hanson. And Councillor Martin sends his regrets, he's not here tonight, and so Councillor Wilson.
Thank you, Your Worship. Last week I attended the cooling center and just wanted to thank all the volunteers and yourself that put in the work to make it happen. Similar with our warming center, just provides a safe place to beat the elements out there. And I was just looking at the weather. This week we're in the high 30s, Saturday's falling for the low 40s. And so anyone, if they need a place to get out of the heat, head down there. There's food, there's water, there's washing facilities, and I think it's just great that it came together again this time. So that's my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Wilson.
Your Worship, if I just note, yes, it'll be closed tonight.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sorry, just
Yeah.
we'll be revisiting it as we.
Because I didn't have-
Yeah, sorry, there's just in case they show up tomorrow and it's not open, there's not, it's the operation cooling center operates based on whether there's a heat point for the falls. And they just rescinded it, again, like you said, we look out in the future, we expect it to come back on.
Gotcha.
And in doing that, then we would be getting it operational again, so just stay tuned for our media release on that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Mr. McLean. Okay, I will move on to my report. On behalf of the City of Trail and Council, I just want to report on some of the committee meetings I've attended and some of the community events that I've participated in. So as well as Councillor Hanson reported out, very excited that we have had our first official community planning meeting. And the committee came together on May the 26th, to start the renewal process of our official community plan. And with the help of Dawn MacArthur and Kathy Walsh from WSP, the committee will identify key issues relating to our community and what changes we as a council need to make moving our community forward. It's going to take some time and a lot of work to get through the process, but we are excited to see what the plan looks like at the end of it and what it looks like for all of us in the community. On May 27th, I was honored to be invited by the president of Local 480 Steelworkers to help serve at their annual Local 480 Seniors Barbecue. And we served to over 400 seniors and members of our community a delicious and amazing barbecued roast beef dinner at the Birchbank Picnic Grounds. everyone, and especially the seniors, really look forward to this yearly event, because it's a wonderful meal for them. And not only do they get to see their friends and neighbors, but they get to enjoy a great meal while they're visiting. And so I really want to thank the United Steelworkers for their continuing work that they do to provide this event, as everyone enjoys it so much. And again, on June the 28th, along with Councillor Hanson, we met the board members of the Association of Kootenay-Boundary Local Government Advocacy Group meeting to prioritize our resolutions for the Union of BC Municipalities in September. And it is a great opportunity, as Councillor Hanson said, for advocating on issues that come from our convention in April, where delegates from the East and West Kootenays have their voice in these resolutions. And now we know, getting to bring them to the UBCM and the provincial ministries, that it's issues in both of our regions, right? So follow-up meeting to come pretty quick to make sure we've got them prioritized properly. July 1st, I was very proud and honored to bring greetings on behalf of the city in the celebration of Canada Day. It was a great turnout. They gave the kids red t-shirts. So when you looked over the crowd, you could see all the contrast of the red and white. And it just was so really, really impressive. But it did rain, it actually poured, and the wind blew so hard that everyone rushed under the concession stands, and someone started singing the national anthem again, and everybody joined in, and it was so moving. And then they did another round of it while the rain was pouring down. It was really quite a moment to be a part of. On July 10th, I did attend, as Councillor Benson said, the Gold Fever Follies, and it was just, if you wanted to see one of these shows, this is the one to see. I just thought it was just so funny and well put on, and the singing and the voices were absolutely amazing. So if you're planning on going, make sure you do attend. The July 12th, I really wanted to report on this because it was a Local Leaders United workshop that they did. And the focus this month was on the decriminalization, Bill 34, and recriminalization in BC. It was an excellent workshop, and Caitlin Shane from Pettit Legal Society was on the workshop and discussed how rapidly changing legal landscape is in BC around drug possession and drug consumptions. And it included the BC decriminalization policy, the current status of Bill 34, and in 2016, the ministerial order requiring overdose prevention services as well. It is an information workshop that I'm really hoping to bring to council, and they are willing to come and do it. It's a half an hour, 45-minute workshop. So I don't know if we'll be able to attach it to a council meeting, but it just has really great information in it that I think we all need at this moment, well, while we're dealing with this situation on our streets. I wanted to also mention that at the last council meeting, there was 2 different individuals that requested, or I requested meetings with them. And one was Brandon, who was the individual that spoke at the podium. And I had an opportunity to have a meeting with him, and I'm not going to give details. I just want everybody to know that Brandon is doing quite well right now, and I was able to have a really good conversation with him that I appreciated. And the second meeting was with the group of community members that came to talk about the shelter. So myself and Mr. McClure and Ms. Butler had a meeting the next following day, as I promised, and we were able to discuss some of the issues that they were bringing forward that night. And I felt very good that, you know, we came to a pretty good resolution on both of them. So I just wanted to report out that I did have those meetings, and I felt that they went well. And that's my report for this That's amazing, thank you. Any questions? Okay. Thanks everyone, and we'll move on to new business. Any new business tonight? Seeing none? We have item number 8, which is department reports. And the first item on the agenda is 8.1, the bylaw enforcement department report for June 2024. Any questions? Councilor Benson, did you have a question? You're moving the recommendation that this report be received for information? Yes. Seconded by Councilor Wilson. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. And the next item on the agenda is adjournment. Councilor Wilson and Councilor Hanson, all those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thanks, everyone.